Cam Johnson and the 19th pick for the 10th pick. And who? Let's talk about it. What is going on, everyone? And welcome back to another edition of Summit State of Mind, brought to you by J Brown Barbecue, the house of Texas Monthly's honorable mention barbecue joint. Everyone go check them out. Minutes from Toyota Center, the best event space in Houston. And we are back here with the Big Goose, my dude,
Yeet.
the one rocking the Wrestle Era Podcast t-shirt. Yeet to that. But DJ, how are we doing? How are we feeling?
Last time y'all saw me, I was 25. Now I'm 26.
Oh,
that's all that matters, man.
That is right. The last episode we did was 2 days before your birthday.
Yep.
That's kind of wild. I didn't even think about that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're here now, 26.
25 to 26.
25 to 26.
We're in that world now.
Yeah. I'm old as shit now. Let's talk about it.
Please stop. If you say you're old as shit, then I'm a grandpa. Holy hell.
And we here. No, we here. We're here to talk about important topics, you know. Even though the offseason is not technically here yet. I mean, it's our offseason. NBA Finals starts tonight.
Yep.
But, you know, again, this is our offseason. We have to talk about important topics. So let's touch on them, man. Let's touch on them for
you
this
already
episode.
know. But first things first, quick shout out to Mo City Zone, Hightower alum, DJ Augustine.
Shout out for
Kelly Iko reported today that DJ Augustine had agreed to become a member of the Houston Rockets front office. What his position is, I have no idea. But DJ, congratulations to you, man. Like, I mean, he only played here for a very short time, but he is definitely one of Houston's favorites.
I think a few months? It was during the Silas era.
Yeah, it was. He got traded here. I don't remember from who.
Yeah.
But he came in here, made his impact, and then he dipped.
Yeah.
I don't even remember if he got traded away. Did he get traded away?
No, I think he just left.
He just left?
I think either he left or we just traded him away.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. we were ass. I ain't gonna lie. We were fucking ass.
It was a horrible time.
Yeah.
That was a time I don't want to remember. You know, Houston Rockets basketball between 2020 to 2023 is just not the time.
Yeah.
Not a good time.
Not a good time to be a Rockets
Not
fan.
a good time.
It was horrible. So,
yeah.
Hey, well, we're here, you know. Even though we got bounced out the first round. I mean, last season, 41-41. This season, 50 and 30? Or 51 and 30? 51-30? Or 52-30?
52 and 30 last year, yeah.
Yeah, you know, hey. It's progress, you know. I would like to be in the second round. Hell, even conference. But that's not the topic. We're not talking about right there now. We're not talking about right now.
No, we're not. We're not. But DJ, you know, like there's a lot of rumors running around. But before we touch up on the big rumor, I'm going to talk about two of them, actually. The first one is the one that everyone has been socializing and commenting on, Kevin Durant. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think the last time you and I spoke, we did speak about Giannis a little bit, but I want you to touch on Kevin Durant a little bit more. We got to talk about that with the commish last episode. DJ wasn't here, but we got to get the Big Goose's opinion. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of different things like about San Antonio being the quote-unquote favorite. I don't know why Kevin Durant would want to go to a fake city, but that is beyond me. Apparently, Houston is in the top 4 amongst landing spots. DJ, you and I have spoken privately about Kevin Durant, but I want the world to know about your opinion in terms of acquiring this, you know, top 3, top 5 player ever, maybe. I don't know. It depends how people feel about Kevin Durant.
Yeah. I mean, I got him. Me personally, I got him on the outside of my top 10 of all time. But you know, that's not the point. If we were to acquire Kevin Durant, we're talking about adding a guy who, yes, obviously he's 36, 37, but again, he'll give you 26, 27 a night. I mean, people kind of like wrote. I mean, I'm not gonna say people wrote him off, but people like kind of like said he's gonna decline after his little Achilles injury back in 2019. But it just seemed like year after year after year that he's been back from that injury. He's like been one of the better scorers in the league. Now, granted, yes, he has his little nagging injuries, time for time, especially his ankle injuries, but
that comes with age.
It comes with age.
Yes.
It comes with age. But if we were to add him, I think he would take this team to new heights. although my trade package for him, I don't want to give up a lot, and I think Phoenix, knows that. Mm-hmm. And if they were to like call us up and say, "Hey, let's talk a deal for Mr. Kevin Durant," we have the leverage, we have the picks,
Absolutely.
we have the players that they kind of want.
Mm-hmm.
I know the reports that came out saying they would like to acquire a center. Obviously, you're not getting Sengun, okay? That's off the table.
Not for KD, definitely
yeah,
not.
not for KD. You can take Jock Landale. Take Jock Landale. Get him on my team. I don't know what his contract
You saw my tweet. It said, "Welcome back to Phoenix, Jock."
Welcome back to Phoenix, Jock. You take Jock Landale. I don't know if Steven Adams or if we get Steven Adams back. I know he's a free agent, but I think a trade package for him would kind of look like Cam, maybe Jalen, or you could throw in Fred if we opt into his $44 million player option.
Yeah.
Or team option, whatever, which one it is. But you can throw Dylan in there. It's just a lot of options for us. The sky's the limit. I don't see why he wants to go to a certain city in Texas. There's nothing to do down there. The only attraction that's in that certain city is a 7'4", 7'5" trader. I ain't call him a trader, but he know what he did during the draft lottery. It is what it is. But hey, if you want to go down there, that's fine. You just gonna have to take this ass whooping that comes with it. But I would love to have Kevin Durant on the team. The one thing we need on our offense, especially on the offensive side, is perimeter scoring.
Yep.
At times if Jalen stays and and he doesn't have it going, or Sengun doesn't have it going, guess what? You can always count on Kevin Durant. He can score. He can score everywhere on the court.
Absolutely.
He can get to the rim. He can score the mid range. He's a good 3-point shooter. It's Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant. Everybody knows who Kevin Durant is. Yeah. Everybody the resume speaks for itself. MVP, 2-time Finals MVP, 2-time champion. Multiple time scoring champ. Sky's the limit. 6'11", 7 foot. Can just moves like a guard. Especially still at that age, still moves like a guard, man. It's freak. It's a freaking nature. But yeah, we'd love to have Kevin Durant on this glorious and young, dynamic Rocket squad. I think Ime can unlock more, especially on defensive end, and I think he can kind of take the pressure if he comes here. But hey, if you want to go to a certain city in Texas, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. We still gonna do what we do. So that's how I feel. Just don't go to boring city.
The other city.
Yeah.
Stay out of our division. If you're not coming to Houston, stay out of our division. That's how I feel. Kevin Durant is a piece that can help in exactly the area in which we were missing come playoff time, which was the half-court offense.
Yeah.
We just didn't have a go-to guy in terms of we needing a bucket in the midi, someone that can shake a defender off and rise up and shoot. Kenny said it best when you're on the last episode. He considered it to be like a Justin Verlander type of acquisition. That would be like someone that can put you over the top. We were at 52-30 last year. Yeah. So when you think about it like that, we're close. The 2 seed in terms of our seeding and the idea that, okay, we're a lot closer than we think. Granted, we lost in the first round, but it was also the worst possible matchup that we could have possibly had.
We could have won. It's just...
I agree. Yeah. There's a lot of things here and there, hearsay, but we won't touch on that. I kind of want to erase painful old wounds, DJ. But
it's hard to it's hard to patch up those wounds when they keep fucking showing up every. Never mind. You're right.
No,
I
know. Right. I know, bro. When it comes to the possibility of acquiring KD, I'm definitely not opposed to it. Obviously, everything's contingent on price. I don't even remember what I mentioned in terms of price in the last episode. It might have been like Dylan Brooks, Cam Whitmore, probably a couple more pieces. KD's making $54 million.
Yeah.
So, we got to get about to 80% of his contract. There's just a lot going on. And they're a second apron team. They're desperate to push him out.
Yeah.
So, of course, there's definitely a lot of extra motivation on Phoenix's end. They just need to acquire picks. And if they want pick 10, then a good start would be with Kevin Durant. So, that's a good way to think about it. But all things aside, another rumor that did pop up that was laughable. The New York Knicks fired their coach, Tom Thibodeau, who literally took them to the conference finals for the first time in 25 years.
I understand that, but I just didn't think he was the right coach for them. I don't. Maybe it's just me and his hatred and my hatred for him because what he did with D Rose and whatever. I just don't think Tom Thibodeau is the right coach for them guys.
No. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to lie. I kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
Obviously there were a lot of different issues. You hear the rumors about Rick Brunson being a guy with too much of a voice. Cat being a guy that doesn't want to play defense. We saw it at the end of their series against Indiana.
Yeah.
There are definitely a lot of struggles, correct? But the rumor said that New York is interested in 2 coaches, one Jason Kidd in Dallas and an Ime Udoka in Houston.
You can fuck all the way off. You're not getting Udoka.
The funny thing is people think that there's an actual opportunity there.
Yeah.
Reality states that Ime Udoka ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
And I'll tell you why. Just literally, not because he's under contract, because the Rockets front office understands that Ime Udoka isn't just a good coach, but he is one of the most beloved coaches in the league.
Yep.
There are so many players that speak up for Ime Udoka, and there's not many coaches that are revered by as many players as an Ime Udoka.
Yep.
And Ime Udoka is loved. The love I kind of see for Ime Udoka is, I wouldn't say he's on the level of Popovich. He is from the tree, but the respect that opposing players have for that man speaks volumes in terms of his value. And players still speak up for him from the Boston team.
From the Boston, yeah.
And the fact that we all get to see that shows his value. Players want to play for Ime Udoka. So, like you stated, New York can fuck all the way off.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, you can fuck right off. You know what I'm saying? Fuck left, fuck right, fuck up, fuck down off. Fuck all the way off, Y'all not touching Ime Udoka, man. Fuck out of here.
And I mean, as funny as it's reported, man, chances... 0. Below 0. Is there anything below 0? I don't know. We can go negatives, but that would be wild.
Yeah,
you already know.
It's not even happening.
That was funny. There's nothing really to talk about in the rumor. I just wanted to put it out there.
That was pretty funny. I saw that too. I was like,
really?
Y'all have a better chance going after Jason Kidd. Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Kidd definitely might want to leave Dallas, considering how they did his boy Luka.
They're getting Cooper fired. They got another white savior coming, so they'll be all right.
At least he's not going to Utah. But before we talk about the main event of what we're going to talk about and dive into, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor, JMRM Barbecue. Minutes from Toyota Center, located off Leland Street. This is probably the best barbecue spot. They got plenty of innovative dishes. They got brisket lasagna. Man, they got a brisket taco salad reminiscent of high school. Let me tell you, and then on Wednesdays, they got those brisket burgers, which are probably one of the best burgers in Houston. Everyone, make sure to go hang out, check them out. Check out the best and probably one of the biggest beer gardens in Houston with the biggest screens. We've thrown multiple watch parties there. All I got to say is everyone go check them out.
Yeah.
That's my endorsement for them.
Eat that brisket, dog.
Let them know. Let them know.
That brisket bomb, man. Go eat that brisket, man.
It's true. But DJ, we saw that there was a report going out that Brooklyn is making Cam Johnson available and the 19th pick. They're trying to trade up into the lottery, and 2 teams that were mentioned was 1, Toronto, and your team, our team, shout out Craig Ackerman, America's team, the Houston Rockets, were also mentioned. And about the interests of Brooklyn potentially trading up for the 10th pick. Yeah. And they said with fillers, blah, blah, blah. DJ, we already know who would probably be attached to a deal if we're going to trade for a Cam Johnson. His name is Dylan Brooks.
Sadly.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
But, Cam Johnson is a very, very good and efficient shooter. Mm-hmm. He's a good rebounder. He's also a good defender. Might not be on the level of Dylan Brooks, but enough to where we don't really lose too much. DJ, how do you feel in terms of the possibility of trading for a Cam Johnson?
I mean, I'm looking at that, and I wouldn't mind adding an 18-point per game scorer that shoots 47 from the field and 39 from 3.
Yeah, and which immediately vault him as the number 1 3-point shooter on this team.
Yeah, I think Dylan was shooting, high 30s, maybe low 40s, but I don't know. But you also get a guy who's also, a good defensive player as well. But I think this also tells me that, although some people want to give up on Jalen Green, you know, I think this also if we were to do this also shows that this team still believes in Jalen Sengun could be those, that number 1 and 2 guy that can lead us to the promised land.
Definitely.
They just want to add Cam Johnson to, help out, with the 3-point shooting and with help on the defensive end as well. I mean, he's what, 6'8", 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
I think
he's like an ideal size for a wing.
Yeah, who can shoot. Yeah, that would be great for us. That'd be great for us. I mean, I wouldn't mind. Although it would be sad to see Dillon Brooks go. Him along with Fred were like,
the perfect vets.
Yeah, they were perfect vets for this type of team that we were trying to, shoot, the hard knock, gritty team that, won't give up, no matter what, especially on the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I would like the idea. I would love the idea. Although I will have some questions as to if he will help us in our half-court offense. Because, again, like you said, we need that go-to guy where at times we just go get a bucket. If our offense can't find a way to get a wide open bucket or just to produce a bucket, we just need that one person to go ahead and go get that damn bucket. I don't see Cam Johnson being that type of person. Now people gonna be looking like, well, he averaged 18. Well, he played for the fucking Nets. The Nets are ass.
It's a different story playing in Houston. He won't average. He probably won't average 18 points.
Yeah, and when he comes, he probably won't average 18. Maybe he does. Maybe he won't. Maybe he won't. If he does, that's great. That's phenomenal. But the sky's the limit. If he comes here, he could be that 3D guy, that we could depend on. He could turn into, he could turn into KD and just go get a bucket. You never know. Not saying he will. Relax, but you never know. But I would entertain that idea, especially if we're just moving back 9 spots in the draft. I know this draft class is not that deep, because I haven't been doing any scouting.
None of us have, frankly.
The only thing I've been doing is like the top 10, and I still want us to go after the center from Duke if we were to stay at 10. But I mean, just I don't know. If we were to get a rookie on this team, I don't see him getting the minutes that people think that he would deserve. Because like even with Reed last year, I guess we gave him a chance. I think his minutes just kind of steadily declined because I guess he wasn't adjusted to the NBA type of environment yet. He was still like in that mindset of I think I'm still in college. I could just go down the court, just give me a bucket, and
it ain't like that. No more.
It's not like that. Reed it took time for Reed, and then we saw through the late of the season, he was just going spurts and getting us, these double doubles or these 25-point games, and on good efficiency. Again, don't know who's going to be at 19 if we were to trade back, but I wouldn't be hurt at the idea of trading back just so we can get a more efficient and I guess a better. I wouldn't say better defender than Dillon because
I wouldn't say he's better either.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's better. I think they're both able, good defenders.
It's just that the drop off wouldn't be nearly as much as if we were to take someone else, right?
It wouldn't.
Yeah,
it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, still be sad to see Dillon go. But again, if you're getting Cam Johnson who shot 39 from 3, I wouldn't be mad. I mean, we were kind of entertaining the idea. I guess not this past off or not
the
last
offseason before.
Yeah, I think offseason before trading for Jalen and getting McCall and Cam. I mean, hell, bring him if you want to. So if you want to entertain it, if you want to pull the plug, if you want to, or pull the trigger, do it. Fuck it. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, I mean the time isn't bad considering where we're at now. As bad as I would feel about losing Dillon, we saw his value in the playoffs and his value plummeted.
Yeah.
I mean, it was rough to watch him especially in Game 7, when it's just,
it was terrible.
My man disappeared, but like a lot of the team, correct? But the thing I like about Cam Johnson is pedigree. My man went to the finals with Phoenix.
Yeah.
He knew what it's like to play a role for a team with championship aspirations. He went to Brooklyn, and we saw how that panned out, but obviously he was playing a role in which he wasn't accustomed to. He was playing for a team that was not very good and depended on to do more things, maybe things that he wasn't as comfortable with. But with those numbers, 46% from the field and 39% from 3, tells you that when volume is needed, he can chuck it. Obviously we're not thinking he's going to be a Kevin Durant or something. It's just a matter of just saying that he's not afraid. He's played in big games.
Yeah.
He's played for a team that wasn't very good. So I think he'd understand the value of knowing your role for a team that has championship aspirations, like the Rockets. I mean, we may have gotten out of the first. We didn't get out of the first round this year, but this team definitely has aspirations to be on that level. And you're not wrong, especially when you're saying that if we bring in Cam Johnson, that the team still values Jalen Green. And Jalen Green definitely still has value on this team. Mm-hmm. I mean, his value outside of Houston has definitely taken a hit. But in order for him to improve his value, he's got to stay.
Yeah.
And, you know, Rockets metrics suggest that year 5 is where guards show out. So, you know, with all that being said, Cam Johnson just feels like a piece that could take us to the next level in terms of shooting with efficiency and just being a guy that's been there, you know, playing with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, the guys, you know, he played against maybe
Giannis.
Future Rocket Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I'm saying, like, it's not his fault. Giannis, you know, turned into prime Shaq and dropped 50, you know, in
a freaking elimination game, dude. That still blows my mind when you kind of put that all out there and just the idea of Giannis. But anyways, we're not thinking about that. We're not talking about that. In my opinion, if we were to deal Cam Johnson for Cam Johnson, I apologize. That's not something that I would be opposed to. Yeah. I think the drop from 10 to 19 isn't that crucial. The Houston Rockets found Tari Eason and Alperen Şengün outside the lottery. Cam Whitmore fell into their laps as well. So, I mean, they're definitely guys in which that have a lot of potential and potentially even be rotational players. Rafael Stone has shown that he can draft guys deeper in the draft. Outside of the Jalen draft where he got I mean, even then, Alp and Jalen is still good, but the latter two guys
Usman Garuba and Josh Christopher
didn't amount to really much. Wow. So, you know, that's kind of like what lies, correct? But recency suggests that Roth has found pieces later in the draft, and I feel like at 19, I haven't looked at anything. I'm not going to lie to you, but I would trust Stone. I feel like if we were to make that trade and we had the opportunity to draft someone at 19 that we could stash and that player could learn from whomever, whichever position it is, I feel like I would be confident in the fact that we would have the right pieces in place to make that happen. But DJ, before we go home here, tonight is Game 1 of the NBA Finals. So for our Texas Trinity prediction panel, DJ and I will just have fun with it, and let's pick a final score and who's going to win Game 1 of today's NBA Finals. Go with your heart.
You don't want me to go with my heart. I hope OKC fucking loses. Nah.
Go with your head then. Let's hear it.
Look. My heart says I want OKC to fucking lose. My head says this is the number 1 seed, the best team in the NBA, bro. If they fuck around and lose to the Indiana Pacers, I swear I'm getting my jokes off. But that's not gonna happen. You got the MVP on your team. You got 2 all NBA defenders on your team. You got like elite, you know, rotation guys. I mean, everybody called it from the jump that this team will be in the finals. So for Game 1, obviously, I'm going for the Thunder. First home game for them since 2012. Yeah, home game finals for them, or finals home game.
Yeah, since 2012. Last time James Harden was in Oklahoma City Thunder.
Harden, Russ, KD. Yeah, they're gonna show out. Final score. I'm predicting a win by 15. I say 125. And just subtract 15 from that. That's your final score. So 110.
I'm not gonna lie. I said kind of like a blowout. For OKC.
Yeah.
But that's what my head says. My gut here says that Indiana steals Game 1.
Ooh.
And it might be a closer game than we think. I don't think it's going to be low in hundreds. I think it'll be higher. The pace will be a little quick.
Yeah.
I do think that this game ends with like a 118-115 Indiana victory. I'm going to go with it. You know, I'm just gonna go you zing, I zang here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that maybe Indy carries the momentum from the New York series. Halliburton, I don't think he's gonna have a big game. This game is gonna be up to Pascal Siakam, you know, Andrew Nembhard, those guys, Miles Turner. with Halliburton being guarded by Lou Dort,
they're gonna
Caruso,
they're gonna have the fuck out of
Casey
Halliburton.
Wallace.
Oh my gosh.
Hallie might be in trouble, but as long as he doesn't fret under pressure and makes the right decisions, I think Indy can stay in the game and potentially squeak one out. But DJ, let the people know where they can find you, man.
Always on X at Hustletown Season SZN at the end. That's it.
Let them know. That's it. That's all you get.
That's all you get, man.
That's all you get.
Private life, man.
There you go. Make sure to follow me on socials at JP_Mirabueno. Follow the podcast on X at Summit, SOMPOD. Make sure to follow the podcast on Instagram at Summit State of Mind _POD. And make sure to follow us, our people, our familia, on all social platforms at Apollo HOU. And do not forget to please give 1 frog splash, shout out to Dom Mysterio, 2, that subscribe button on YouTube at Apollo HOU. Like, comment, subscribe, please. We're at 14.6K. Let's get to 15. When, how, I don't know. But let's get there. We need you guys. We really appreciate everyone that does support us and is subscribed now, but let's expand that portfolio a little bit.
Facts.
We really appreciate all of you guys. But, all right. Let's see what happens for tonight for game 1.
I hope both teams lose.
Oh, man.
I hope both teams lose.
It's a little bit of bitterness there, but you know what? I get it.
I hope OKC gets swept.
On that note, DJ, give them the word.
4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
Yeet.
Let's get up out of here, man.
Get it.
I fucking hope they lose.